Welcome to the 2026 GED Reasoning Practice Test. This test will have 60 questions with explained answers that will help you prepare for the test. Be sure to hit that like button by turning it white. Now here's your GED instructor to walk you through the questions.
Question 1. When the old train station closed, many people thought the building would be torn down. A volunteer group, however, restored it and transformed it into a small community museum. The museum now houses artifacts from the town's early mining days. School children visit regularly to learn about this local history, and the building has become a source of local pride. Many residents believe the project saved an important piece of their past. Question 1. What is the central idea of this passage? A. The train station was destroyed. B. A community effort preserved a historic building as a museum. C. The town has no interest in its mining history. D. Children do not like visiting museums. The correct answer is B. A community effort preserved a historic building as a museum. The passage emphasizes how volunteers saved the train station by turning it into a museum. During a sweltering summer heat wave, the city opened cooling centers to protect vulnerable citizens. These centers provided water, medical checkups, and air-conditioned spaces for seniors. Volunteers went door to door to spread the word about the new resources. As temperatures soared, more people came, and many said the centers stopped heat-related illnesses. City officials credited them with saving lives. Question 2. What can you infer about how effective the cooling centers were? A. They were rarely used. B. They likely prevented serious health problems. C. They cost too much to run. D. They were only open at night. The correct answer is B. They likely prevented serious health problems. The passage notes that many said the centers stopped heat-related illnesses, which implies that they were effective in preventing them. Rosa's first hike with the local outdoor club was a serious challenge. She had never tried a long trail before. Her fellow hikers encouraged her, giving advice on how to handle steep parts and what supplies to bring. Over time, Rosa gained confidence and started leading trips herself. Her success inspired others who felt unsure about hiking. She now hopes to plan a multi-day expedition with the group. Question 3. Why did the author write this passage? A. To warn people about the dangers of hiking. B. To show how community support can help someone grow. C. To advertise a hiking club. D. To list hiking supplies. The correct answer is B. To show how community support can help someone grow. The passage highlights how encouragement from the club helped Rosa improve and lead, showing personal growth through community. The town's central fountain had long fallen into disrepair until local artists launched a campaign to save it. They argued that the fountain was more than decorative. It was part of the community's heritage. After a public vote, enough funds were raised to restore the fountain. Today, it shoots water as high as ever, and families gather around it every evening. People now say it's the heart of the town once again. Question 4. Which detail supports the idea that the fountain was seen as a cultural landmark? A. Artists started a campaign to save it. B. The fountain was torn down. C. No vote was held. D. Only adults visit the fountain. The correct answer is A. Artists started a campaign to save it. The fact that artists campaigned for its restoration shows that people cared for it more than just a cultural landmark. At the beginning of the school year, Mr. Kim announced a new classroom garden project that excited his students. They planted seeds, watered daily, and kept journals to track the plant's growth. Over weeks, they observed changes, measured heights, and recorded buds. By the end of the term, they harvested a small but healthy crop of vegetables. The project taught them about responsibility, science, and teamwork in a very hands-on way. Question 5. What does the word harvest most closely mean in this passage? A. To destroy plants. B. To plant new seeds. C. To collect mature vegetables. D. To water the garden. The correct answer is C. To collect mature vegetables. In this passage, harvest refers to collecting the mature vegetables they grew during their project. When the neighborhood grocery store closed, many residents without cars struggled to buy fresh food. A local youth group decided to start a weekly delivery service using bicycles. They partnered with nearby farms to bring fruits and vegetables to families in need. Within months, the program expanded to include healthy meal workshops. Parents said the service made it easier to cook nutritious meals at home. Question 6. What can you infer about the impact of the bicycle delivery program? A. It caused the old grocery store to reopen. B. It improved access to healthy food for residents. C. It made residents rely less on farms. D. It increased traffic in the neighborhood. The correct answer is B. It improved access to healthy food for residents. The passage describes how families received produce and learned to cook healthier and more nutritious meals. Darren spent years filming nature scenes in a nearby forest, often waking before sunrise to record bird calls. He uploaded the videos online, expecting only a few views. Within weeks, his channel gained thousands of followers who appreciated the peaceful recordings. Several teachers even asked to use his videos in their classrooms. Darren soon realized that his quiet hobby had become a valuable resource for others. Question 7. Why did the author include the details about teachers using Darren's videos? A. To show how difficult it is to teach birdsong. B. To highlight the practical value of Darren's recordings. C. To suggest that Darren dislikes being outdoors. D. To prove that teachers are his main audience. The correct answer is B. To highlight the practical value of Darren's recordings. The author included the details of teachers using Darren's videos to emphasize the usefulness and impact of the nature videos. The annual book fair almost didn't happen this year because the venue required last-minute repairs. Organizers struggled to find another location that could host dozens of authors and hundreds of visitors. Finally, the local mall offered an empty storefront for the event. Volunteers transported tables, set up signs, and notified attendees about the change. Despite the chaos, the fair attracted even more visitors than last year. Question 8. What is the central idea of the passage? A. The book fair was canceled due to repairs. B. A last-minute location change allowed the book fair to continue successfully. C. Authors refused to attend the new venue. D. The mall struggled to accommodate visitors. The correct answer is B. A last-minute location change allowed the book fair to continue successfully. The passage goes over how organizers found a new location for the event, which still ended up being a success. Anna noticed that her city's parks had fewer monarch butterflies each summer. She joined a conservation group that planted milkweed, the butterfly's main food source, throughout the area. Volunteers tracked butterfly sightings and shared data with scientists. After 2 years, the number of monarchs visiting the parks began to rise. Anna felt proud to contribute to protecting an endangered species. Question 9. Which detail best supports the idea that the conservation efforts were effective? A. Milkweed was planted across the city. B. Volunteers worked with scientists. C. Monarch sightings increased after 2 years. D. Anna joined a conservation group. The correct answer is C. Monarch sightings increased after 2 years. An increase in monarch sightings directly shows that the conservation plan had worked. When the neighborhood lost its only bus route, many seniors were unable to reach medical appointments. A nonprofit organization responded by starting a free shuttle service with volunteer drivers. Riders scheduled weekly trips, and drivers helped them with paperwork at clinics. Local doctors reported fewer missed appointments within months. Community leaders praised the program for supporting vulnerable residents. Question 10. What can you infer about the shuttle service? A. It reduced missed medical appointments. B. It was unpopular with senior riders. C. It caused the bus route to return. D. It created traffic problems. The correct answer is A. It reduced missed medical appointments. The passage states that the doctors saw fewer missed appointments, which means that the shuffle was working perfectly. For years, Carlos practiced the piano in his garage because he was too shy to play in front of others. His sister recorded a short clip of him playing and posted it online without telling him. To their surprise, the video went viral overnight. People praised his talent and encouraged him to share more music. Carlos eventually performed at a local festival, where he received a standing ovation. Question 11. Why does the author include the details about the video going viral? A. To show that Carlos regretted sharing his music. B. To explain how Carlos gained confidence in his abilities. C. To suggest that practicing alone leads to success. D. To show that viral videos are common. The correct answer is B. To explain how Carlos gained confidence in his abilities. The viral video helped Carlos gain the confidence to perform publicly. After the river flooded, several families were displaced from their homes. A nearby school opened its gym as a temporary shelter. Donations of clothing, meals, and supplies poured in from neighboring towns. Volunteers set up sleeping areas and helped families contact relatives. The shelter remained open until every family found safe housing. Question 12. What is the main idea of the passage? A. The school planned a fundraiser. B. Community support helped flood victims find temporary shelter. C. The river flood destroyed all local schools. D. Volunteers needed a new gym to work in. The correct answer is B. Community support helped flood victims find temporary shelter. The passage's main focus is on how the school and community helped displaced families. Lila had always dreamed of opening a small bakery, but she worried that her quiet street wouldn't bring enough customers. Instead of giving up, she started offering free samples to people passing by. Within a week, photos of her pastries began circulating on social media. Soon, customers traveled from other neighborhoods just to try her desserts. Lila realized that sometimes success begins with a single small gesture. Question 13. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Lila moved her bakery to a new location. B. Lila's bakery became popular after she shared free samples. C. Social media made Lila's bakery lose customers. D. Lila wanted to quit baking altogether. The correct answer is B. Lila's bakery became popular after she shared free samples. The passage explains how free samples attracted customers to Lila's bakery. During the summer heat wave, the city's public library began opening earlier than usual. Many residents without air conditioning arrived in the morning to cool off. The librarians also organized activities for children who needed a safe place during the day. Donated fans and water bottles were given out to anyone who needed them. The library became an essential refuge for the community. Question 14. What can be inferred about the role of the library during the heat wave? A. It was rarely visited. It provided relief and support for residents. B. It charged residents for air conditioning. C. It provided relief and support for residents. D. It closed early each day. The correct answer is C. It provided relief and support for residents. The description of cooling space, activities, and donated supplies shows it became a community support center. When a popular hiking trail became overcrowded, park officials worried about damage to plants and wildlife. They introduced a reservation system to limit the number of daily visitors. At first, some hikers complained about the new rule. However, the cleaner paths and healthier vegetation soon changed their views. The trail now offers a quieter and more enjoyable experience. Question 15. Why does the author mention hikers changing their views? A. To show that the reservation system was unnecessary. B. To illustrate that the new rule ultimately benefited everyone. C. To suggest that hikers stopped using the trail completely. D. To argue that hiking should be restricted everywhere. The correct answer is B. To illustrate that the new rule ultimately benefited everyone. It highlights that the system had positive results for the hikers, including those who opposed it. Nora had always struggled with public speaking, often losing her train of thought during presentations. When her teacher announced a speech contest, she hesitated to enter. But Nora practiced daily, recording herself and making small improvements each time. On the day of the event, she delivered her speech confidently and clearly. Although she didn't win first place, she was proud of her progress. Question 16. Which detail best shows that Nora improved her public speaking skills? A. She hesitated to enter the contest. B. She practiced daily and recorded herself. C. She struggled with public speaking at first. D. She didn't win first place. The correct answer is B. She practiced daily and recorded herself. Practicing daily directly shows how dedicated she was to improve her public speaking skills. The town's historic clock tower had not chimed in nearly a decade due to broken gears. Residents missed hearing its hourly bells, which had once been a familiar sound. A group of local engineers volunteered to repair the mechanism. After months of careful work, the bells rang again, echoing across the town. Crowds gathered in the square to celebrate the restored tradition. Question 17. What does the word tradition most nearly mean as used in the passage? A. A new invention. B. A private celebration. C. A dangerous activity. D. A long-standing custom. The correct answer is D. A long-standing custom. The ringing bells was a sound the residents were familiar with. Therefore, tradition means that it is a long-term tradition. Maya joined a robotics club, even though she had never worked with electronics before. She often asked questions and made mistakes, but her teammates encouraged her to keep trying. Together, they built a robot that successfully completed all tasks in a regional competition. Judges praised the group for their teamwork and innovative design. Maya realized that learning is easier when you feel supported. Question 18. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Robotics competitions are easy to win. B. Maya quit the club after making mistakes. C. Supportive teamwork helped Maya learn and succeed. D. Maya taught her teammates everything about robotics. The correct answer is C. Supportive teamwork helped Maya learn and succeed. The passage highlights learning through teamwork and encouragement. Each winter, the river froze early, making it difficult for boats to transport goods. To avoid delays, local businesses began using a new rail line constructed nearby. The trains operated more reliably during cold months. As a result, shipments arrived on time, and businesses saved money. The rail line soon became the community's preferred mode of transport. Question 19. What can be inferred about the rail line? A. It was less reliable than the river. B. It solved transportation issues caused by winter conditions. C. It caused businesses to lose money. D. It was only used for passengers. The correct answer is B. It solved transportation issues caused by winter conditions. The passage states shipments arrived on time as well as businesses saved money, showing the rail line fixed the problem. For years, Jamal avoided drawing because he believed he wasn't talented. One day, his art teacher encouraged him to sketch simple objects daily. With each drawing, Jamal began noticing details he had never seen before. He slowly gained confidence and experimented with shading and perspective. Eventually, he created a portfolio he was proud to share. Question 20. Why does the author describe Jamal noticing new details? A. To show that drawing requires expensive tools. B. To highlight his improvement through practice. C. To explain why he stopped drawing. D. To suggest drawing is easy for everyone. The correct answer is B. To highlight his improvement through practice. Jamal noticing new details demonstrates growth and skill development. When the city introduced a new recycling program, many residents were unsure about the rules. To help, the sanitation department created clear charts showing what could and could not be recycled. They also hosted community workshops and answered questions online. Within months, recycling rates increased significantly. The program became a model for neighboring towns. Question 21. Which detail best supports the idea that the program succeeded? A. Residents were unsure at first. B. The department created charts. C. Recycling rates increased significantly. D. Other towns had different programs. The correct answer is C. Recycling rates increased significantly. Increased recycling rates shows how the program was a success. Hannah's grandfather told her stories about traveling the world as a young photographer. He described capturing sunsets over deserts, bustling markets in faraway cities, and mountains covered in mist. Inspired, Hannah began borrowing old photo albums and studying his work. She set a goal to visit at least one of the places her grandfather had photographed. For now, she practices photography in her own neighborhood. Question 22. What can you infer about Hannah's interest in photography? A. She only wants to take photos indoors. B. She is inspired by her grandfather's experiences. C. She plans to stop taking photos soon. D. She dislikes looking at old albums. The correct answer is B. She is inspired by her grandfather's experiences. Her study of his photos and desire to visit his locations show she is inspired by her grandfather's work. When Malik noticed the cafeteria tossing out uneaten fruit, he proposed setting up a donation table. Students could place unwanted fruit there instead of throwing it away. Volunteers collected the fruit and delivered it to a local shelter each afternoon. The shelter director thanked the school for reducing waste and feeding families. Malik's simple idea had a meaningful impact. Question 23. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Malik volunteered at the shelter every day. B. A donation table helped decrease food waste and help others. C. Students refused to participate in the table. D. The shelter asked the school for money. The correct answer is B. A donation table helped decrease food waste and help others. The passage focuses on how Malik's idea reduced waste and supported families. Emma trained for months to run her first marathon, waking up before sunrise to jog. On race day, she felt nervous but determined. At mile 20, she struggled to keep her pace, but spectators cheered her on. Their encouragement gave her the boost she needed to finish strong. Crossing the finish line, Emma felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. Question 24. Why does the author mention spectators cheering Emma on? A. To emphasize the support that helped her finish. B. To show that Emma disliked crowds. C. To suggest that Emma wanted to quit running. D. To show that marathons are easy with help. The correct answer is A. To emphasize the support that helped her finish. The cheering encouraged Emma, helping her complete the marathon. A science museum introduced a new exhibit on renewable energy, featuring interactive displays. Visitors could power lights using stationary bikes or test small wind turbines. Kids especially enjoyed the hands-on experiments. Teachers praised the exhibit for making complex ideas easy to understand. The museum saw a sharp rise in field trip reservations. Question 25. Which detail shows that the exhibit was well received? A. It featured wind turbines. B. Visitors ignored the displays. C. The museum saw more field trip reservations. D. Kids avoided the experiments. The correct answer is C. The museum saw more field trip reservations. Increase in field trip bookings directly show positive reception. Layla had never been interested in gardening, but when her neighbor moved away, she volunteered to care for his small vegetable patch. At first, she wasn't confident, often forgetting when to water the plants. But after watching online tutorials, she learned simple techniques to help them grow. By late summer, the once drooping plants were producing tomatoes and peppers. Layla donated most of the vegetables to a community pantry. Question 26. What can be inferred about Layla's experience with gardening? A. She refused to learn new skills. B. She became more capable through practice. C. She ignored the garden completely. D. She had been a gardener for many years. The correct answer is B. She became more capable through practice. The passage shows that Layla learned and improved, leading to a successful harvest. During the school cleanup day, students found several abandoned items near the playground, including notebooks, water bottles, and jackets. The principal suggested creating a lost and found corner inside the cafeteria. Over the next week, many students reclaimed belongings they thought were gone forever. Teachers noticed that the playground stayed much tidier afterward. The new system helped the school stay organized. Question 27. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Students disliked the cleanup day activities. B. A lost and found corner helped reduce clutter at the school. C. Teachers refused to help with the cleanup. D. Students lost fewer items during recess. The correct answer is B. A lost and found corner helped reduce clutter at the school. The passage explains how the new system improved organization and reduced clutter. Aisha loved reading mysteries, so she decided to write one for her younger brother. She created clues, puzzles, and hidden messages in the story. Her brother enjoyed trying to solve the mystery before reaching the last page. Aisha was surprised by how much fun she had writing it. She began working on a second story as soon as she finished the first. Question 28. Why does the author describe Aisha starting a second story? A. To show that she disliked writing her first story. B. To illustrate that writing became something she enjoyed. C. To suggest her brother demanded another book. D. To explain why she stopped reading mysteries. The correct answer is B. To illustrate that writing became something she enjoyed. Starting another story shows that writing was enjoyable and motivating for her. Every Saturday morning, Mr. Perez opened his workshop to neighborhood kids who wanted to learn basic woodworking skills. He taught them how to measure, sand, and safely use simple tools. The kids proudly brought home small shelves, wooden toys, and picture frames. Parents appreciated the workshop for its safe and educational environment. Mr. Perez believed he was helping the next generation develop useful skills. Question 29. Which detail best shows that the workshop benefited the community? A. Mr. Perez opened his workshop on Saturdays. B. Kids made items they were proud of. C. Parents appreciated the safe learning space. D. The workshop had many tools. The correct answer is C. Parents appreciated the safe learning space. Parents appreciating the environment directly reflects community benefit. Two friends, Sarah and Dana, opened a small weekend stand to sell homemade soap. At first, they struggled to attract customers passing by the park. They redesigned their display, adding bright signs and arranging soaps by color and scent. Soon, more people stopped to look, and sales increased. The friends learned that presentations can make a big difference. Question 30. What can be inferred from the passage? A. Customers disliked homemade soap. B. The new display attracted more customers. C. The friends raised their prices too high. D. The stand had to close permanently. The correct answer is B. The new display attracted more customers. Sales increased after they improved the display, showing it attracted customers. When a large storm knocked out the town's power, many residents went to the community center for help. Volunteers provided flashlights, phone charging stations, and warm meals. Children were entertained with games, while adults received updates about repairs. The center stayed open late into the night to ensure everyone felt safe. Residents later praised the volunteers for their dedication. Question 31. What is the main idea of the passage? A. The storm caused permanent damage to the community center. B. Volunteers supported residents during a power outage. C. Children were responsible for repairing the power lines. D. The town did not have enough supplies. The correct answer is B. Volunteers supported residents during a power outage. The passage focuses on volunteer support during an emergency. While studying marine life, Chloe discovered that many plastic items in the ocean came from everyday household waste. She organized a weekend cleanup at a nearby beach and invited her classmates to join. Together, they collected dozens of bags of trash. Local news stations covered the event, inspiring other schools to do the same. Chloe felt hopeful after seeing how much a small group could accomplish. Question 32. Why does the author include the details about news coverage? A. To show that the cleanup had a wider impact. B. To argue that beaches should be closed. C. To suggest Chloe disliked marine life. D. To claim that only professionals can organize cleanups. The correct answer is A. To show that the cleanup had a wider impact. News coverage demonstrates that the cleanup inspired others, widening its impact. For years, the town's old fountain sat unused because its plumbing was damaged. A group of art students proposed repainting the fountain and repairing the pipes as part of a class project. The community donated materials, and the students spent weekends working on it. When the fountain finally flowed again, families gathered to take photos beside it. The project brought renewed pride to the town. Question 33. What does renewed most nearly mean as used in the passage? A. Temporary. B. Fading. C. Restored. D. Unnoticed. The correct answer is C. Restored. Renewed pride refers to pride that has been restored or brought back. Marcus enjoyed cooking meals for his friends, so he started experimenting with new recipes. Some dishes turned out well, while others were complete disasters. Instead of giving up, he kept notes on what worked and what didn't. Over time, his dishes became more consistent and flavorful. Soon, his friends asked him to cook for special occasions. Question 34. What can be inferred about Marcus's cooking journey? A. He quickly lost interest in cooking. B. He improved because he learned from his mistakes. C. He never changed any of his recipes. D. His friends avoided his meals. The correct answer is B. He improved because he learned from his mistakes. Taking notes and improving dishes shows growth through learning. When the local theater announced auditions for a community play, Maya considered trying out. She had never acted on stage before and felt nervous. After practicing with friends, she decided to audition. To her surprise, she earned a small but meaningful role. Maya discovered a new hobby she hadn't expected to enjoy. Question 35. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Maya became a professional actress. B. Practicing helped Maya discover a new interest. C. Maya refused to audition for the play. D. The theater canceled the auditions. The correct answer is B. Practicing helped Maya discover a new interest. The passage shows that practice gave Maya confidence, leading to a new interest. A group of friends wanted to reduce their school's energy use. They presented a plan to install motion sensor lights in hallways. After a successful trial run, the school noticed a drop in electricity bills. Administrators expanded the project to include classrooms and offices. Students felt proud of their contribution to sustainability. Question 36. Which detail shows the plan worked effectively? A. Students created a proposal. B. The school saw lower electricity bills. C. Administrators liked the idea. D. The lights were used in many rooms. The correct answer is B. The school saw lower electricity bills. Reduced electricity bills show the project had saved energy successfully. During her bus rides to work, Elena began listening to short history podcasts. She was surprised by how much she learned in just 20 minutes a day. Soon, she found herself sharing interesting facts with coworkers. Several of them started listening to the same podcasts. Elena enjoyed how a small change in her routine made her days more engaging. Question 37. What can be inferred about Elena's experience? A. She found the podcasts boring. B. Learning during her commute made her routine better. C. She disliked sharing information with coworkers. D. Her coworkers discouraged her from listening. The correct answer is B. Learning during her commute made her routine better. The passage states her days felt more engaging, showing a positive effect. The school science club hosted a maker night where families could build simple machines together. Tables were filled with gears, cardboard, and small motors. Parents and students collaborated on creative designs, from spinning toys to tiny elevators. By the end of the evening, the gym buzzed with excitement. Teachers hoped to make the event an annual tradition. Question 38. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Families struggled to build the machines. B. Maker night encouraged creativity and teamwork. C. Teachers canceled the event early. D. Students worked alone without help. The correct answer is B. Maker night encouraged creativity and teamwork. The event was about collaboration and creativity, shown through family participation. While exploring a local trail, Jordan stumbled upon a small patch of wildflowers he had never seen before. Curious, he took photos and identified them using a plant recognition app. He learned the flowers were rare in his region and protected by conservation laws. Jordan reported the sighting to a local environmental group. The group thanked him and added the location to their protection map. Question 39. Why does the author include the details about Jordan reporting the sighting? A. To show that technology is unreliable. B. To highlight Jordan's role in protecting local wildlife. C. To suggest that rare flowers are easy to find. D. To argue that conservation groups need more volunteers. The correct answer is B. To highlight Jordan's role in protecting local wildlife. Reporting the flowers shows Jordan actively contributed to conservation efforts. To prepare for a charity walk, Olivia trained by taking long evening strolls around her neighborhood. She tracked her progress using a fitness app that recorded her steps and distance. Seeing her improvement each week gave her the motivation to continue. On the day of the event, she completed the entire walk without stopping. Olivia felt proud knowing her effort supported a good cause. Question 40. What does the word motivation most nearly mean as used in the passage? A. An obstacle. B. A discouragement. C. A reason to keep going. D. A physical injury. The correct answer is C. A reason to keep going. Olivia's progress gave her a reason to continue, matching motivation.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out these videos that can help you with your GED exam. Don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe to our channel.